Thank you very much, and thank you all for coming. We're kind of painted into a corner here tonight because we foolishly said children will come, which means we can't read any of the stories, and we can't really go into the nitty-gritty of. But since my daughter and my son are both here, actually, my son Harper said, "You're not going to be boring, are you? You're not going to read a story." Okay, but one of the horror is an interest, and my children also say to me, they're like, "What is it with you and horror? Why are you so fascinated?" And the truth is, I'm not. It looks like I am. I actually run a ghost tour company in Scotland, investigating a thing called the Mackenzie poltergeist. I wear black, but not for any sinister reason, just making it a bit thinner. That's all. And I promised I would tell my children, I'd tell a story so that they would be bored in the hour they had to sit here. And basically the whole idea of the horror anthology, I wanted a horror thought about offbeat horror because I don't like gruesome, nasty stuff. I mean, I included one or two because I know that you can't have a horror anthology without some nasty stuff in it. But I was also interested in some weird horror, really, and I was going to recount the reason because I've written quite a few horror books now, and it kind of came to me by accident. In fact, writing came to me by accident as well, but writing horror certainly came to me by accident, and the reason was that many years ago, before I started writing at all. I was bored with my job. I was looking for something to do. And I heard it before internet, so it was in the newspaper, I heard about a job going doing construction in New York. I thought, okay, I'm working as a financial consultant. I hate it. I'll phone him up. So I phoned up this guy, Willie Schmidt, his name was, fantastic guy, and said, "I hear you're looking for someone to do construction. I'm your man." And he was like, "Can you build?" Can I build? I'm Scottish. We're Scottish, but we build everything. We build bridges, houses, trees. I once built a wardrobe from IKEA without the instructions. Like,
stand up.
You're hired. So we went. I went out there. It turned out it was New York State, not New York City. It was nice. And it was construction for a 500-seat children's theatre in New York State. And my job was to build sets. And I have never built anything in my life, nor did I know how to. Did you know, for instance, and some of you probably, that if you want to build something and you want it to stay up, you use screws? I didn't know that. So I found these 10-penny nails that went that long. Well, the first thing I had to build was a flight of stairs for this theatre, and because the kids were doing a musical number, and they were going to come running down the hall, up the stairs, onto the stage, start the first musical number. All right, fine. Built the stairs with big 10-penny nails. I painted it. I can paint. I'm a good painter, so I painted it black. Probably very nice. And yeah, it was a kids' theatre, 500-seat kids' theatre. So they're rehearsing in the corner. They've got the kids' orchestra. And the kids came in, busted through the door, they ran down the theatre, and they stopped. They went, "You stop for the stairs." I'm like, "Come on, up." They went, like that, up the stairs. I said, "Why not?" They said, "It wobbles when you touch it." Yeah, well, they wobble sideways. No, I was like, "Look, tell you what. Now, those of you who write will know what's coming next. I'll run up the stairs. And if it holds my weight, you'll be fine, because I am big and you are small." Okay. So I just go, so do a little dance at the top. The entire thing. Apparently, I don't remember too much about this, but apparently there was a huge cloud of dust. The orchestra. And I stood up and my hair was like plaster stuck to it in all directions. And what? And the orchestra, what? What? And I looked down, and there was a plank of wood, a big plank of wood right across there, nailed to my leg, and it going through the middle of this, the gap in the shin bone, and it come out the side, and then it bent. So it was like that way. Is there an infirmary in this place by any chance? They're like, yeah, down there. I was like, okay, well, you guys rehearse, I'll be back. Off down to the infirmary, which was run by a nurse called Betsy Denton. Loved Betsy Denton, she was great. So I went in, and she was put a plaster on the little kid. And I'm like, excuse me, excuse me. I've just finished with this patient. So she put the plaster on this boil or whatever he had. Finished that, I'm standing there, blood seeping down my leg. And then she turns around and was finished. Now, what seems to be the problem? So I showed her, and she's like, okay. And I know there are children here, but I'm doing this joke anyway. She's like, get on the floor, and I'll get on top of you. I was like, okay. But I do have a plank of wood nailed to my leg. And she's like, I know. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're not going to do anything. She put me down on the floor, put one foot on my chest. And I'm like, no, don't. I can have an anesthetic or like whiskey, anything. And the nail went, the whole thing was a big fountain of blood shot into the air. And I'm like, ah! And she was like, would you like a plaster on that? And at that point, the money guy from the theatre came running down, Paul Grinless. And in America, you could sue people for anything. So he ran and he was like, oh my God, what have we done? Look, don't sue us. We'll compensate anything. And I'm like, no, it's my fault. I'm the one who was trying to, and Betsy's like, oh, you're right. It's your fault for hiring an idiot. And he's like, well, what can we do? How can we make this up to you? What's the best job in the theatre? Writing and directing. I was like, I'd like to write and direct your next play, please. And he's like, seriously? Yeah. He's like, can you write? I was like, yeah, of course I've written shopping lists, Christmas cards, whatever, anything. He's like, no, plays. I was like, yes, of course I have.
Does that feel?
Because I'm thinking I've got 8, and he's like, okay, we've got a slot in 2 weeks. So we'll put you on. You can write and direct it. I was like, 2 weeks. You might be wondering where the horror element comes in apart from my leg, but it's coming now. So I had 2 weeks to write and rehearse and put on this play, and I'd never written anything in my life. I'd never wanted to. I was not interested in writing whatsoever. And it was a kids' theatre. So I was like, I painted myself into complete colour. So I got a couple of kids. I've got to write a play. What do you suggest? And they're like, horror. Okay. Our mums won't let us watch horror. Won't let us watch anything going on horror. Is that okay? And anything else? They're like, kill children in it. Kill us all. Kill everybody. I was like, all right. So I was like, okay. So I sat down with the kids and I wrote a play. Just as quick as I could. And then we rehearsed it and we put it on. And we managed it all in 2 weeks. And you know when you go to the theatre and the curtains like shut at the end and the audience stands up and they'll clap and applaud and there's a standing ovation. on the night we put it on, like we finished, the curtains closed, there was absolute silence. And me and one of the kids went and looked at the curtains. And the entire audience, all the kids had invited their parents. So we looked out and a sea of and I grabbed one of the kids who went past on the way out. I was like, yeah. I was like, so? They hated it, didn't they? Like, yeah. But the kids loved it. Oh my God, how many children did you kill in that? And so inventively, how did you get the thing where the kid's head fell off? Well, that was an accident. That's some great tricks as well. If you, the children here, right? If you want to freak out your parents, get your sister or something. Soak a bread roll, right? Fill it with jam or something. Tape it to your neck, and then just do that. and it'll just from a distance it looks like a real thing. And that was it. That was where we started.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, okay, that's what people. And I specialise around children's books, but they're horrible ones, and the kids die. There's no kids in the, these are the adult ones, but the kids' books I write normally have a lot of children. The first one I ever wrote about pretend everybody, all the children die in chapter 1, everybody. Yeah. And then it just tells the story of how they die. It's very easy to write something like that too. And that led to me then starting my own ghost show company, and and just horror seems to follow me around, like Marlon Brando and Apocalypse. That's probably more information about me than you ever needed. So does anybody have any? And I told you to tell a story, Harper. There you go. And that's why I like horror. I don't actually like it. It just seems to be stuck to me like, like man-eating flesh.
I feel like there's like several layers of horror going on there as well. Like from an architect's point of view, the fact that you're telling a horror story. You've got the blood and gore, and you're horrifying parents. You've got all covered all bases. That's awesome.
Well, thank you. I try. Yes.
What do you mean by offbeat horror?
I don't know.
Can you
What do I mean by offbeat horror? I don't really know. I had noticed this was the first. I'd done a couple of anthologies before, but they were much smaller. And this was the first time I put out a call for international authors to sort of contribute. But I noticed that a lot of the small presses that were bringing out horror anthologies, they were very, very specific. Can it be about crabs from Mars, or it has to do with, the goddess Diana, or something very, very specific stuff. And I felt like now it's far too much. So I deliberately picked words that could have any kind of interpretation. Because it seems to be the done thing that you can't just go, I'd like to write a book of horror. I wanted to do a book of horror stories. You had to have some kind of angle to it. And I thought offbeat horror would give me a much broader spectrum of horror stories, and also I'd get some that were funny. And I actually like horror comedy. Mm-hmm. I don't mean all yucks, so there's no tension or anything like that. And the really good writers can do it. They can make it frightening and kind of funny at the same time. So that's what I was aiming for. And I got, wow, just range. We got 800 entries. I know. So it was really difficult to narrow it down, but I got the rest.
Thanks for picking us.
I didn't pick you really. It was just obvious.
Was an accident.
Doesn't matter what happened.
Pamela and Pauline, wasn't it?
How many stories in the book out of those 800?
It was supposed to be one book with 21 stories, but the quality was so high and the quantity was so high that it's actually now a trilogy. So the first one, Neen will hold it up. That is so wrong. It was the first one that came out 2 or 3 months ago. The one that we are celebrating today or commiserating today is volume 2, which imaginatively is called That's Too Wrong. And of course, number 3 is That Is All Wrong. And they all feature the same girl on the front who will doubtless grow up to be traumatized.